Hi everybody, this is Veronique, the wonderful, fantabulous Tejano singer, artist, YouTuber, and all-around entrepreneur. I thought, especially given the fact that the Tejano Music Award nominations came out, that I would actually sit down with you guys and talk and spill some tea about moi. So I have my wonderful Sally cup ready. Of course, I need to be drinking more water. That's just the name of the game. So I'm gonna fill this puppy up. Let's get started. I wanted to talk about the last 5 years, now going on 6, that I have been in the Tejano music industry. Give you the lowdown, the tea, the chisme as to exactly what my life has been like with my career. Because some people may know about me, some people may not know a lot about me, some people might not even know who are on here that I have been doing Tejano music for that long. I'm going to start from when I quit music.
What? What the?
At 18, I had the wonderful opportunity of going to New York City with my school to not only perform at the Lincoln Center, but just to enjoy the environment and be a part of that artistic environment. And I knew as soon as I came back that I wanted to be a performer, a professional performer. I ended up being a music major at the local college, and I had a particular voice professor who was pushing me really, really hard. And at first I just took it as, okay, you know what, this is a different environment, being a performance kind of track person. I didn't want to do education, I wanted to do performance. And it just felt a little weird. Something didn't feel right. And I ended up going to practice every single day and noticing something was going on with my throat, that I felt a lot of pain and I was coughing a lot. You know, fall had just hit, and so as soon as fall hits, the temperature kind of dips really bad, and so I was not feeling well. And I thought it was that I was, you know, my voice was being strained and you know, working a lot, that I just wasn't used to that. And my voice coach said the same thing. Oh, you know, you're just not working hard enough. You're just not pushing yourself hard enough. You need to push past the pain. That pain, it's all in your head. And I really believe that. I'm 18 years old, for goodness sakes. I'm 18. And finally, when I go to the doctor, they tell me, oh no, girl, you have walking pneumonia. That's not vocal strain or, you know, vocal practice. No, girl, you have walking pneumonia. Shot in the butt, shot in the arm. I was pissed. Imagine that for months I'm thinking that I'm weak, only to find out that I actually am sick. I am genuinely sick, and my body was telling me to chill out. And this person who's supposed to be my teacher, my guide on this musical path, is hurting me, is hurting my voice, is hurting my health. So it was just a really weird place to be in, and so I got into mariachi, and I was on the fence about whether I wanted to do music as like the side thing that I would build in college, or if I would just kind of like do it every once in a while and leave it alone. So about this time I get into mariachi. There's videos of me from those performances. I had so much fun. It was such a big turning point for me, and including the Latin jazz, which happened a little like soon after. And then next thing you know, I'm wanting to do that particular program, and the music program as a whole was like, oh, well, we're gonna go ahead and take away your scholarship because you can only do opera and you have to follow, you know, this professor and their guiding principles. And I ended up saying, I said, you know, I think that's a little ridiculous, given that this person almost got me really sick and didn't really at any point guide me and say, oh, you know what, maybe there is something wrong, and that, you know, I try to do something else that fulfills me, and you're telling me that I can't do it. So I said, well, I went and talked to the professors, and it was a really dark point in my life. You know, I'm 19, and I'm trying to figure out if, you know, maybe I was wrong about doing music as a career. So for a year and a half, going on 2 years, I ended up transferring to another college in the area. And when I transferred, I felt a little better. I felt like this rejuvenation, like being in a different environment, in a different city, in a different college, you know, you just get these like this energy. And so that's exactly what happened. I got this energy and I wanted to go for it. And I was in a little band called SAS Brass. This is the part of the story that everybody knows. So nobody knows that I quit before I even like really started. I got approached by one of the musicians. Hey, you know what, I have a little studio in my house. Do you want to produce a song? And I said, yeah, sure, let's sit and we'll talk about it. Like 2 weeks later, we sit and we talk about it, and he goes, oh, well, what type of music do you want to do? You know, do you want to do Latin jazz? Because that's what they're thinking. I've been doing Latin jazz for at least a year at this point, and, you know, being pretty successful at it. And I was just like, nah, I want to do Tejano. And that for him came out of left field. For me, it didn't. It has been the tapestry of our lives here, and it's a border town. So I felt, you know, what other way to commemorate something than to be a part of this community? So that's what I did. I said, you know what, I want to do a Tejano song. And we did 3, and then we released it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, they did not get received very well. Only one of those songs was well received. And we got a lot of feedback from radio stations, internet stations, a bunch of different people telling us what they did and didn't like about it. I mean, we got comments about everything, the wardrobe, the look, the this, the that, and we're like, oh my God. We didn't go back into production until the summer of 2013. So in the summer of 2013, I have already graduated college. I had a job, I had a full-time job. So I have a full-time job, a full-time relationship, because I am in a very serious and committed relationship at the time, and a full-time family, like my family. I don't have children. I'm an only child, and my parents are my parents, and I'm very tight-knit with my family. And now I'm about to add full-time music. So I'm there and I'm like, oh Lord. And my parents asked me, is this what you want to do? We are supporting you 100%. We don't want you to feel like we're making you do it. We want it to come from you, because at the end of the day, you're going to have the passion and the drive. So I'm 23 and I am starting my foray into this business. And I went ahead and put it under crowdfunding, and we made up half of the money to make the album, which was great. It was amazing. It helped me out so much, and it was mostly pre-orders. So people would pre-order the album, and then that helped us really like go for the gusto. So all of the summer of 2013, I am pushing to make this record. The first promo pictures that we used were this blue outfit with a blue lipstick, and everybody knew me as the girl with the blue lips. I went on a cruise, and it was the same thing, you know, blue lips, purple lips, like there was always color when it came to me, always color in a funky style. And now, at this point, I am going to quickly talk about everything that happened after that, and it's going to be sped up a little bit. So if you want to hear this in the regular tone of voice, go ahead and slow this section down by 1.5, I think, if I'm correct, because this is at a 2, so at a 1.5 or a 1, and you'll probably hear this a little bit more slowed down, and you'll hear the whole story. But starting.
Now, 6 months later, I am getting nominated for the Music Professional Female of the Year, and then lose it. I then am in transition, and I am no longer in a relationship. I am working a different job. I am in a different area of the valley, and then I get a record label. AMI Records picks me up. We do the second album. I get nominated for the second album, and I lose again. Then I am off the grid for a little bit. I produce Wasted Days, and after producing Wasted Days, I get a third go at it. I am signed on to another record label, CHR Records, and we produce Loteria. And now we are on our third nomination, and hopefully third time's the charm.
Hopefully. But in all that time, we were just working. We were performing, and that's kind of the name of the game. It's like you're working, you're performing, life happens, and you kind of just have to roll with the punches. So here are the questions from you guys about the Tejano music industry, and I'm going to try my best not only to answer them quickly, but I'm going to be as honest as I possibly can without being super shady. I mean, we all live under the same palm tree, so Moreno Peter asks, who are your top 5 Tejano artists? Now, my top 5 Tejano artists are La 45, Revo Live Band, both of which who I heard in Vegas recently. Oof, oof, so good, makes you want to get up and dance. So good. Another one is Mia Music, real great family, real great music, real great starter. You know, she's already won the best new female artist, so she's going to school and she's a young girl, so I'm hoping for nothing but the best. Another one is, oh my goodness, Magali de la Rosa, another real great artist, new artist, and Crystal Torres. Crystal Torres is a great artist. So Crystal Torres, Magali de la Rosa, Mia Music, La 45, and Revo Live Band. Those are my 5. Divine Semtex asks, I love your content. I just wanted to ask, what drives you to do what you do? What drives me is the fact that there is not enough of us out there in the national, you know, escenario, the national scene. There isn't enough of us out there that are getting the recognition, and the biggest thing is, you know, to get our music to be seen and validated by the market. I really love the genre. I feel like there's so many ways to evolve it. You know, Signo has shown that there's ways to evolve it. Selena showed that there was ways to evolve the genre. So, you know, so many other artists, AJ Castillo, Michael Salgado, Shelly Lares, you know, all these different people have shown how it can evolve into the national market of what's accepted and be popular. So Lisa Lopez, you know, all these different people have shown that it can be accepted. It's just breaking through in this era. Not saying, oh hey, the 90s. No, right now. Like, I don't care about the 90s. I was born in 91. Like, ya se pasó. It is 2019. Let's get with the times. Evercast 2001 asks, I am in the Tejano and Norteño music industry. What is the biggest problem for women? The biggest problem for women is that promoters act like there's not enough of us, so they keep picking the same people to perform. There's this perception that there's not a lot of music out for women who are currently playing in Tejano. There's a whole Spotify playlist that proves otherwise. I don't think that they really care that we perform or what we're doing. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you look at performances and posters and shows, the proof is in the pudding. That, you know, if you have a poster and it has the same 3 people that are in that area, there's so many more of us. There's at least 15 new female artists currently performing and have products out. JC9276 asks, what has surprised you the most about being in the Tejano industry, good and bad? Like, the good and the bad, you know, we're all really tight, but then there's cliques and there's like people that you have to impress or whatever, and they feel like they are the best thing since sliced pan dulce, and they might not be. And because it's such a niche market and it's so small, you really do know everyone, like, period. You don't not know everyone. Everybody knows you, you know everybody else. You share musicians like are just kind of like are in a merry-go-round between all of us. You know, somebody could be working with Bobby Pulido one day and on your album the next, and then back out on the road with a different artist, and it's just it's a very communal and community-based type of market. Monk Rich asked, what is something you've learned that you wish you knew when you started out? There's a lot of different things I wish I knew. So between the first and the second record label, I realized a lot of things that I didn't do in my first album, and I went out of my way to fix it. So, you know, signing up for, you know, certain programs and keeping certain records, and how I was submitting stuff, how to register songs, how to get songs prepped for radio. All those different things were just so important that I didn't learn when I first started out. And so I don't think a lot of people realize that when they come into it, even as like young kids. You know, you have to understand that coming into it, there is so much legal stuff that you have to take care of, before you even get to create the artwork. You have to protect yourself before you can create the art, because if you're trying to make money from it, it's no longer just creating art just to create art. It's a business, and as a business person, you have to think like, how do I protect my business? How do I protect my investment? And that's one of those things that I wish everyone to know, but that I eventually learned over time. Like the things that I needed to do. Not that I never knew that I needed to do them. It was just certain things that I didn't realize like I was missing when it came to the things that I did for my business and for my music. If you have any other questions about my Tejano music career and how it is so far, you can leave them in the comments below. There was a lot of people asking me, when is new music coming out? So right now we are planning for the next new single for the upcoming album coming out next year to come out in November. Really excited. You guys are gonna find out in a few more vlogs the new people that I'm working with, what we're doing, and I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for giving me an amazing 6 years of a career, and I cannot wait for more. Please make sure to listen to my music on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, and wherever you listen to music. And if you want to buy some music, make sure to go to veroniquemedrano.com. So with that being said, puro amor, puro besos, puro Tejano. Bye.
Next time on the eronique-Log, I travel to Vegas and things get dramatic. Anything and everything can happen in Vegas, but it sure as heck doesn't stay there. Don't miss out on next week's episode. Vlog, the Vegas Adventures.